Intro. First, okay, 30 seconds countdown. Now the flag. Countdown before the flag, okay. Oh dear. Hello. Good evening to all our viewers all over the world, and welcome to today's edition of Face to Face program brought to you by GCSDN. This is the program where we discuss political and social issues affecting our great country, Nigeria. I am your host, Prince Ewemade Konkons. Today, we are going to be discussing the ritual killings among the Nigerian youths. And I am going to be joined here in the studio by two of our special guests. I'm going to show you a brief video and on our topic for today before I will bring our guest to the studio to join us in the discussion.
In the early hour of Saturday, which is 29th of January 2022, we have an information from the head of security, the local security at Okearegba area, that 4 young boys were seen burning something in a local port in Okearegba area at about 3 a.m. This rose their suspicions and they quickly lodged complaint at our divisional headquarters in Adaton. Upon the information, the DPO Adaton division quickly led his men to the scene where 3 of the suspects were arrested. The 4th one escaped. On interrogation, the 3 arrested one confirmed to us that what they are burning is a woman's head. And they confessed that the head belongs to a lady simply known as Sofiat Kehinde, a 20-year-old girl, and that the deceased happened to be a girlfriend to one of them by name Soliu Majekodunmi. It was this Soliu that lured the girl to an abandoned building where they squeezed the neck of the victim, and after killing her, they used a cutlass to cut off the head. After cutting off the head, they packed the remaining dismembered body of the victim into a sack and dumped it in an uncompleted building. The three of them were taken to the station, and on the further interrogation, they made us to realize that they want to use it for money-making rituals. Having gotten the information, the Commissioner of Police, Ogun State Police Command, CP Lanre Bankole, directed that the escaped one must be hunted for, because none of them must go unpunished. Following the CP directive, the DPO and his detectives launched a very serious manhunt for Majekodunmi Soliu, and in about 2 or 3 hours, we are able to get him arrested in his hideout. The 4 of them, they are here. They have confessed to the crime. The pot you are seeing in front of them, that is the pot they use in burning the head of that innocent young girl who was cut down in her prime, simply because some people want to get rich quick. It's a very, very disturbing incident, because this can only be described as the superlative degree of callousness. It is despicable, and it is barbaric. At this time, this jet age, for somebody to still have it in mind that until they use the life of a human being like them before they can get money. And also, what is it that a 17-year-old boy, a 19-year-old boy, 18-year-old boy, what is it that they want to use money for that will lead them to this type of heinous crime? Is still beyond the comprehension of any normal human being. I want to advise that many parents have failed in their responsibility, because this is a result of bad parenting. It's a result of failure, complete failure of parental responsibility. Because if this thing has not been done, or this thing has not been encouraged by parents, if parents have been taking care, very good care of their children, I don't believe that any properly brought up child will want to embark on this type of criminality. I also want to advise that the generality of the people, we have a lot of work to do. The religious body, the entertainment body, and everybody that has 1 or 2 things to do with the security of life and property, we have a lot to do. The religious body should please stop preaching only prosperity. We should be preaching morality more than the way we preach a prosperity. The Nollywood actors, they should please, the censor board, they have a lot to do to regulate the type of film we'll be bringing out, because some of them, they learn it in film where they see that somebody.
Thank you. We just saw a brief video on some of the suspects that were arrested for ritual killings in Nigeria. Is it true that the society has failed them, or is it true that their parents have not been able to bring them up in the rightful way? So we are going to be discussing some of these issues today. Or should the government go after the babalawos who are doing the ritual for these younger kids in Nigeria? I'm going to bring my guest to the studio right now. so they can introduce themselves. First of all, Mr. Jude, can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, or good day, good night, wherever you are watching me from. My name is Jude. I am resident in North America. I'm a full-blooded Nigerian, and I'm glad to be here with you, Prince Konkons.
Thank you so much. I'm going to come right back to you. Mr. Mwesiri, can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself to our audience?
Hello, my brothers and sisters in Nigeria and in the diaspora. I'm happy to be here once again to see your beautiful faces and to talk to you. I'm speaking from Houston, Texas, and it's good to be here.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you. I'm going to come right back to you again. Our wonderful viewers, you are also part of today's program. We are going to be reading comment from you, and I want to beg you, please, we do not entertain rude comments. Be constructive. You can criticize us. We're open to that, but we are not going to read any comment that is aggressive towards our viewers or to our host in the program today. I'm going to come straight to you, Mr. Jude. What do you think the government should do about this ritual killings among the Nigerian youth? Because it has become so barbaric that 15, 14 years old want to kill his girlfriend in order to acquire wealth. It is all about wealth, all about money. No more hard work anymore among the Nigerian youth. So what do you think is the problem? Who should we blame for this fail of, should I say, leadership or parental upbringing?
Thank you very much, Ms. Prince Konkons, for having me. We're talking about the issue of ritual killings among the youths in Nigeria. The problem is a multifaceted problem because we are all to be blamed for this level of criminality in our society, because a lot of things have happened over time and the government is a culprit, the society at large is a culprit, and every one of us is a culprit because there is this moral decadence in the society. Societal norms and values have changed over time. There's so much emphasis on materialism. Kindness is no more in the hearts of most people, and to such an extent that even those in the helms of affairs in the government, they close their eyes, to the moral decadence in society. There is a lot of things, even in the religious sector. We now preach prosperity rather than kindliness to one another, and godliness in our affairs of life. So a whole lot of multifaceted problems are encompassed in this, and that for that reason we all have a blame in it, and all has to be on deck for such a situation to be remedied. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I personally think that most of these ritual killings should have been happening in our society if most of these kids were brought up in the normal way of having the fear of God. Will also deter them from committing such such crime. Like there was a video I saw the other day about 16, 17 years old thereabout. One of them lured his girlfriend to his house, and they butchered the poor girl in the cold blood. So, Mr. Mwesiri, let me come to you. Mr. Mwesiri?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Should the authorities start going after the Babalawo, or what do you think? Because they are also partner in these crimes.
Well, the problem in Nigeria when it comes to this issue of ritual killing through murder of fellow Nigerians, it didn't just start today. I want to thank God for the social media that we have now that has made this thing become open. I remember when we were little kids attending elementary school. If you recall, there used to be this thing they call bomo bomo. We never saw them with our two eyes, but just the rumor of bomo bomo being in the neighborhood is enough to shut school down those days. Kids will run back home. So if you look at, we are products of our environment, our society. So what we have today, I call it, it's an epidemic, and it is ingrained in Nigerians now, because when it started, nothing was done to address it at that point in time, to remove it from the psyche of the average young Nigerian growing up. Okay, so everybody, if you ask me, everybody, both the government, the traditional medicine practitioners, the religious leaders, the parents, everybody is guilty. Now, this is a problem that will require every Nigerian to go do a real deep soul search and ask themselves, is this true? Does this really work? How do we begin to take it out of the subconscious of the younger generation of Nigerians growing up? Because if you really look, these are the ones that are being caught. What about those that are not being caught? We hear stories of people in high places that indulge in this kind of practice as well. Is it because they never get arrested? Okay, so it's a very deep problem, and we all will have to begin to go back to the beginning, go back to the basics, and address this thing, because even the Bible says we should raise our children the way they should go, so when they grow up they will not depart from it. But if you as a parent, if any parent would take money from an underage child without asking how you got that money. I remember those days, even in boarding house, if I came home wearing my friend's shirt, I'm in big trouble. I am in big trouble. So the system has failed everyone and even itself. I want to stop there for now.
Thank you so much. Right now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back to our guest in the studio.
Or you don't have that many. There are three categories of people that we cannot do without, especially as we grow older. Your family, the people in your place of work.
Thank you, our wonderful viewers. We are back again. We are going to read some comments from our online. The first guest, first question is Ogemoyi. Why are their face being protected? I think it's referring to the video that we just saw at the beginning of this program. The next question. Yes, the authority should hold the native doctors accountable because they are the one telling them what to bring or what to do. That is the bitter truth. I believe they should be held accountable as well. Okay, I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to show you a picture of a young lady who took the BRT bus in Lagos, and that was the last time she was ever heard from. The next thing, her body was found on one of those bridges in Lagos. As we speak, the case is with the Lagos State Police Command. Her name is Bamisi, and I think we are going to hold a moment of silence on her behalf for her. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Bamisi, she is a young, promising Nigerian that her life was cut short by the perpetrators of ritual killings in Nigeria. You know, my memory about ritual killing in Nigeria as a young child growing up, it used to be the elderly people that does it. And I think, I don't want to mention the tribe in Nigeria, but the people that used to do money ritual, they used to do it, they used to either use their father, their mother, or their first child for money ritual. That is my memory of my money ritual in Nigeria back in the 80s or thereabouts. But today is quite different. We are now saying 16, 15, even 12 years old. And most of these money ritual issues, I am going to personally blame their parents, because when your son, who is 16 years old, comes back home with ROX 350 Lexus Jeep and bought you a home, you don't even know the source of his income. He's 16 or 17 years old. Will now come back home and say, "Mommy, Daddy, this come and look at my new ROS 350 Lexus Jeep. I just built a home in somewhere in Lekki. Where does he get the money from?" So I think our parents or their parents also, they should be held responsible if a 16 years old goes out there and kill his girlfriend for money ritual. So, Mr. MS Mwesiri, I'm going to come back to you again. What do you think is the cause of this money ritual? Is it love for money?
Well, you said it all.
Money or the love for living a good life? What is the problem?
You said it all. You thank you very much, Prince. You said it all. In the local parlance, we say something must kill a man. You know, there's obviously the love for the good things of life. Now, but what people don't see is that these good things don't come through the kind of things they do now. Yes, for you to get these good things of life, money have to be spent. Now, again, to get that money, people forget that money requires hard work. But unfortunately, to answer your question, yes, it is greed. Okay, the greed to have more and more and more, because I still do not understand why or how a public servant who is supposed to be on fixed salary, okay, would have as much as $1 million without a known source of income other than the fact that they embezzle public funds. So when even government officials, public servants, okay, live an ostentatious lifestyle to the chagrin of the entire society, people are wont to copy that any which way. So that is why I say the government need to be up and about her business to make sure that things of this nature are addressed forthright. Otherwise, the younger generation is watching. They are watching and they're going to copy and they're going to want to be like. I mean, those days we had people we aspire to be like. We had novelists, we have scientists, we had teachers, even kids, even some policemen. Some kids want to grow up in those days to say, I want to be a policeman, because you see this upright figure. He obeys the law, he maintains the law, he ensures their safety and security in his environment, in his neighborhood. Kids wants to be like that. So the same manner, okay, we see rich people, the children see the same rich people. How they got their money is a different story entirely. So kids will try, and the young generation will try to imitate them and do anything to get that money so they can live the lifestyle.
Thank you,
Thank
my
you.
brother, for that beautiful response of yours. Um, my brother Jude, do you think the federal government should enact a law of death penalty for anyone caught in this dastardly act?
Well, I am a proponent of safe life, life for all. The problem, the best way to tackle this issue is, first of all, let's solve the problem from, not just looking at the punitive measures alone, but doing an underground work to ensure that, before people get to the level of thinking about taking somebody's life, you know, there's a reorientation of minds, to the extent that our conscience will prick us before we even think of anything that is not right. And that's why I talked about the issue of moral decadence in my opening. If the level of moral decadence that has eroded in the society was something to go by, we will not get to this level. So even killing whoever involves in death, in ritual killing, of course it's going to appease the family that has lost, their member from the, from the hands of the ritual killers. But before it even gets to that, we shouldn't even get to the point of saying, yes, let's kill this. Let's, as a matter of fact, sensitize the populace to the extent that that thought will be eroded from anybody's mind. The government can enact policies, to stop people from engaging in such acts. And there are so many ways to do it. First of all, anybody living above his means of income, his known means of income, should be sanctioned in any way, whoever that person is. No matter how highly placed that person is. You can be the governor of a state. There's an amount of money that you earn. If your standard of living is much more than what you earn, you should be called to question. Even the man that sells in the shop, and an account of your inventory is taken. If we look at your operations, that your standard of living is much more than what the total inventory put together, then you should be called to question. If we begin to hold people accountable right from the basics, we will not even get to the extent of saying somebody will be involved in such act. So functional systems, let there be functional systems in place to check and balance every citizen. If you are living beyond your means, you should be called to question, so that there should be policies in place, for this. But the question is this: in a rotten society, the systems are not functional to even check these excesses. Even the ritual killers, most of them go scot-free because of the dysfunctional system, legal system, and all that. So the basics is a reorientation of minds and values by every citizen. They will not begin to set the pace on accountability from the lowest level. Accountability is the watchword. If everybody begins to be accountable right from the onset, we will not get to the level of, ritual killing with impunity, mismanagement of funds of public without getting all this. When people who are ritual killers, they do this to make money for material wealth, because they see the ostentatious display of wealth by those in the higher cadre, and they are not being called to account for them. That's why they want to do whatever they want to also, be known as people who have arrived. So in a nutshell, the government should enact policies for accountability. People should be accountable, and nobody should be seen to be living above their means. I think that's the basic thing that will solve this problem. If you enact death penalty today, people are ready to still go and do it, and they don't care. People who have lost their conscience, they don't care whatever happens to them. That's the level. For somebody who has killed, who has the audacity to go and kill somebody else, he has a dead conscience, so nothing matters to him or her anymore. That's my thinking.
Thank you so much, Comrade Jude. To summarize what both of you have said so far, I think one, failure in leadership. Two, the parents also bear the responsibility. Our religious leader, the pastors, the imam, and all that, they're also to be blamed, because most of these churches today, they preach prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. Everybody want to go to church with a nice car. Everybody want to look good to go to church. So most of all these things, now, formulated, they created a path that most of this younger generation, or this youth of today, they want to show to the world that they have already arrived. How do they do that? They look for one way or the other to make money. So these are the problem of these are some of the causes of ritual killings in Nigeria, and we all must begin to address the issue from our various areas, or from our various point of view. We have to address the parents, also have to address the leaders, the community leaders, the churches, the mosques. They also have to contribute, because we cannot afford to leave this kind of society for the next generation. Because this generation now, they are all about money ritual. What is going to befall the next generation if the issue of money ritual is not properly addressed now? So, which means we are going to hand over money rituals and society to the next generation. And what do we expect from the next generation if they are going to continue from the generation of the money rituals? So this is very tough and very difficult. My comrade Emwesiri, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, okay. I'm here. Thank you.
So, what is the way forward?
It's a difficult process, and yet a very easy one. With all this, the question is, people should begin Nigerians should learn to be true to themselves, particularly those who are engaged in this ritual killing. Now, my colleague earlier said something about going after the ritualists, the babalawos that are permitting or requesting for all these body parts and stuff like that to do ritual. I will tell you a little story here. If these rituals really, really do what they say they do, why would anybody want to make another one richer than they are? How many babalawos do we know in Nigeria that can measure up with people like Bill Gates or even Dangote that we all know locally? How many babalawos that are asking people to bring all these body parts? I'll tell you this story. Those days, there was this joke we had about a bad guy that went to do a medicine so that the bullet does not penetrate him when he goes to rob. So after the guy finished doing the thing on him, he said the man should step towards the fence and he will shoot him with his gun and just to test what he has done. And the man said, wait a minute, oh, this thing that you have done for me, did you do it for yourself? He said, oh yeah, I mean, I fought in Burma War, we fought in Second World War, and I came back, I led my team and blah blah blah. The guy said, so you have the same jazz in your body? Baba said yes. He said, okay, why don't you step aside, let me use my own gun to try it on you. And that's the end of the story. The Babalawo did not agree for that man to try his with what he has done for him. So these things, to me, is a lie of the devil. It's a lie from the pit of hell. This is another way. And I think our religious leaders, this is a point with which leaders should be able to preach. The Bible says that the devil has only one assignment: to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So why our religious leaders not addressing this? Because they too, they are complicit. The social media is replete with stories of even church, so-called quote and unquote church leaders who are involved in this same practice. So it takes one who is clean to be able to address this thing. So I'll come full circle. Every one of us should teach one another and make each other understand that this is a lie. Or let the traditional medicine practitioners come and tell us, is this really true? But they're all silent. I went online last night to say, is there any group called traditional medicine practitioners, such group in Nigeria? Yes, they are. My question is, why are they not speaking up against this barbarism? So it requires all hands have to be on deck. Like my brother said earlier, the government have to be more proactive. To be a policeman in Nigeria is no joke. To go after this kind of people, you at the risk of your life in Nigerian society, the way it is set up, it takes a courageous person to make up their mind to say, I want to join the police force. It's either you are a man of courage or you have ulterior motive for going into the police force. And that is how our society have become. And it's a shame. It's appalling. So a lot has to be done. The onus is on each and every one of us. And that's why I applaud you, Prince, for putting this program together on behalf of the GCSDN to create awareness. Now I see somebody's comment here says something about this is the attitude of Nigerians. Nobody cares. What's the viewership of this program right now today? Everybody's about their business.
I was just coming
but
to
thank God we can always come back to this and hear what is being said here, and hear what is being said here and apply it unto wisdom. Because these are the kind of things, we can describe it all we want. We can talk about it all we want. But if we are not proactive on what we have talked about, we're still where we've been. Thank you. Because they say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And I tell you what, if you do not take that one step, you will always be 1,000 miles away. So I thank you for this program.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take some few comments. We have Libo for Mirui. Take a look at the number of people watching this program right now. There is this problem, lukewarm attitude, where the real Nigerians that need to synthesize refuse to get involved in their salvation. We also have another comment from Osawe Uyusa. Thanks for this program. Thanks for this program aired by my brother Prince Konkons. It helped the government and the parents to control their children and the youth in general. Thank you so much for those comments. I'm going to show a video of a project that we are currently working on in Kwara State to our audience. It is called the Arodo Water Project.
On behalf of the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy,
we need everyone on board this project to support with whatever amount of money you can. We are trying to build a borehole in the local government. They are so desperate; they don't have drinking water. They are drinking from the pond where the goat, the cow, and the rat drinks from. So we are trying to create awareness. This is the responsibility of the local government council. But because they have failed in their responsibility, we, the members of the GCSDN, we are taking it upon ourselves to help this community, to help them, so that they can have a portable drinking water, which is the basic necessity that any government supposed to provide for the people. So I'm going to show you the video so you can see for yourself.
On behalf of the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, Frederick Oderige, we are here at Arodo Village, Moru local government of Kwara State. We are here with the geosurveyor to come and commence a scientific investigation on the soil. We all know that this project is long overdue. We all saw the video that went viral by the NSU, and this place is you can see the source where they got their water is very horrible. So with this, we need your support, and I hope this project will be very successful. And you could see these are the NSU members that we came together. My name is Buhari Olariwaju Ahmed.
I am Fatima Diko. Abdurrahman Maibu Sorosuke Moro.
Thank you.
Thank you. To support, there's an account number displayed on the screen. You can send your donation to that account, and your name will definitely be listed among those donors who have contributed to this wonderful project from GCSDN. We're almost going out of time. This program runs for between 30 and 45 minutes every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. In summary of everything we've said today, the government, the parents, the religious leader, they need to step up. They need to step up in their game, because we cannot continue to live like this as a country. It does not tell well of the parents, of the community leaders, of the leaders of the country. When 16 years old, all they dream about is money ritual, how to kill their girlfriend, use their underwear just to acquire equality. This is not supposed to be so in a normal climate, like a society where we live today. You can never hear that somebody killed somebody for money ritual. It's impossible in the UK, in Canada, in US, Australia, any other part of the world, except Africa and Nigeria precisely. So we must begin to address this issue as they come. We cannot bestow a nation of money rituals to the next generation. We forbid it. So every parent step up. Religious leaders step up. The Nigerian government step up. Everybody must step up in their game. We must end these ritual killings. We cannot continue like this as a nation. Jude, your final word to our audience for today.
My final take is to let everybody know that we're going to have a reorientation of minds and values so that our society will be there for the better. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Mr. Emosiri, can you unmute yourself? Okay. Your final word to our audience for today.
My word for our audience today, and I'm saying this to Africans in general and Nigerians in particular that engage in this murderous practice, to think again. Think again. It could be you. It could be your brother. It could be your child. It could be your mother. I know some of them don't care. All they want is money. But guess what? For those of us living in the diaspora, at least we get calls from Nigeria, from people who are in need of one thing or the other. And we do our best to meet these needs. We don't do money rituals in the Western countries. If you look behind me, even in this program, I am at work. When the presenter called me, I told him I will be at work, but I will still sign in. We all work for every cent that we make, and we're able to also cater for people in this same society called Nigeria the best way that we can. So nothing comes by blood money. When they say I sweat, I work my blood, it's your blood. You work and you earn a salary, you earn an income, you earn a wage, and that is yours. There is more peace when you earn, when you spend what you earn. There is dignity in labor, my fellow Nigerians. Try and turn away from this evil. Don't let the devil use you to destroy your own community, destroy your own state, your own country by killing. It does not make money. It does not make money. I wish some babalawos will come and defend themselves in this practice and say it is not our way. So that makes me begin to think that they are complicit in all of this arrangement. So fellow Nigerians and my African brothers and sisters at large, please, please, and please have a rethink and let us keep our continent strong, vibrant, and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moisere, for that wonderful closing statement of yours. We have come to the end of today's segment of Face to Face. Face to Face is the only program you will hear about the political and social issues affecting our great country, Nigeria. I want to encourage every Nigerian that we should begin to have an attitude, a positive attitude. Let's build a nation that we can all be proud of. We cannot continue on money ritual space where the younger generation will believe that the only way to make money is to kill someone and use their blood for sacrifice. So until next week, same time, same place, I remain your host, Prince Ewemade Konkon, signing out. Thank you so much.